You ready? Okay. Please rise.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for being here, and those that are online, thank you. Roll call.
Rosenberg.
Present.
Mylard.
Here.
Albrecht.
Here.
Lotz.
Here.
Carney.
Here.
Phoney.
Here.
Roach.
Here.
Small here.
Here.
Hudson.
Here.
Blackburn.
Here.
Vorse.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Parchman.
Here.
Van Hook.
Here.
Everybody's here.
Thank you. And our treasurer, Mr. Hersey, is there in the back. Nice to see you, sir. You've all received copies of the minutes of our June 3rd meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion with second. Is there any questions concerning the minutes? Hearing and seeing none, all in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Minutes approved. Thank you. Okay, there is no public hearing tonight. We do have a presentation, and Chief, would you like to meet me up here, please? You got it, all right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I am very excited to be here with you guys tonight to talk about a community service award for Sally Pickett and Susie Taggart. They were nominated by Sergeant Brian Gimple and Leah Wilson this past year. So I'm going to talk a little bit about them, then I'll bring them up. We'll give them. So both Sally and Susie have been staunch supporters of OPD for many, many years. Susie and her husband Terry, along with Sally's husband Steve, were all graduates of Session 3 of the Citizens Academy way back in 2014. I think that's the one that the mayor and Jerry were in as well. Since then, both Sally and Susie have been staples at OPD events, including Law Enforcement Torch Run, the FOP Golf Scramble, and several other OPD community events. The biggest part that they play is with our extremely popular Breakfast with Santa. When they first got involved, they helped organize all the crafts the kids would do. This involved several nights of prep at the PD where volunteers would sort and package up the crafts so they could be easily completed the day of the event. I distinctly remember back in 2016 when I became a captain, and one of our detectives who was in charge of Breakfast with Santa sustained an injury and wasn't able to organize it. So I reluctantly took over the reins to be the organizer. I met with Susie and Sally, and I immediately knew that they could see the fear in my eyes. They looked at me and in the nicest way possible said, "Get out of the way, we're gonna take care of this." And I did what any smart person would do. I got out of the way and I let them take care of things. From that point on, we just turned the reins over to them, and this event has been one of the best things that we do every year. This past year, we had 435 people come through the door in just a few hours. While the event only lasts a few hours, there are hours and hours of planning put in by these two ladies. They come in months before, inventory everything, go out and buy supplies, oftentimes using their own money. They have crafts, event decorating, and setup down to a science. The O'Fallon Police Department gets a lot of credit for these events, but we can never do them without people like Sally and Susie. Leah Wilson said it best when she said, "Their behind-the-scene efforts, positive attitudes, big smiles, big hearts, and enthusiasm to share Christmas joy with our community deserves recognition." Now, if you excuse me, I don't think I'm qualified or I'm the right person to give this award. So if I could have a little help before I call you up.
I think we have somebody out there
Do
who
we
might
have somebody
fill
out
in
there
for you.
that can come on in? Come on in. Oh! Santa. Now, if Sally and Susie can come up, I think Santa has something he'd like to present to you.
They still are on the nice list. But I see a few nice.
Santa,
Sir. I can tell you, ladies, that in the few years that I've been involved with the Breakfast with Santa, which has been grueling, let me tell you, from hot to freezing cold to nothing to drink, but it all went away the minute we saw the first kids smile, the babies, the toddlers, the ones that made up their lists and that you had printed up for them to fill out. That's what made that event every year. And I look forward, hopefully I still get invited to being part of it in the future with you. But it's because of your efforts that those kids had those huge smiles. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Santa's still right here. Santa, you get right in the middle. Get right in the middle.
I'm sure you get my good side.
Well, you want to turn around?
Thank you so
Hold
much.
on, we got one more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for what you did. Santa, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Christmas came early. Okay, at this point in time, we will open it up for public comment. We just ask that whoever has any comments, that they address it to the council of the whole and not to individuals or to people in the audience. And we ask that they please identify themselves with their name and what ward they're in, or if they're speaking on behalf of a company, what company they're here to represent, and that they please limit their comments to no more than 5 minutes. There will be another opportunity for public comment as well later on in the meeting. So at this point, I'd open it up. Anybody has any comments?
Vermeer, Ward 3. Just from 2 weeks ago's meeting where the warrant report reported number 437, Mac Electric, you gave $18,000 deposit for the electrical work to be done. And then on this warrant report of 538, you're giving him another $16,050. So we got a grand total of, $34,000 for lights. And it's unbelievable the amount of money you're paying for that. I don't understand it, and that's my question. In reference to the one I had also about the tax rate on food items being 2 different prices. I haven't heard anything back on that.
I also noticed on the warrant report that you had some physicals for people, $3,000 you paid HSHS, and for over $3,000. I don't know how many people this took care of, if it was just one or a couple or whatever. I noticed there was another bill for improvements for the trail for the public, for the community park. So hopefully that goes on the amount of money you're spending for that. And I was just wondering what the money you're spending on the citizens survey is going to do for us, the $18,500, if maybe you could elaborate how that helps us here in the city when you get time. And one question I had, hopefully on the number 8.2 on that subdivision, on the drawings, hopefully they're going to connect up with another road there to that subdivision, because on the plat, it showed that there was just dirt there running to those lots. And I mean, I don't know if there's going to be another road come in there so those people can get out. Just my question, and hopefully be able to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Anyone online? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on. Anything on the clerk's report?
No report tonight, Mayor, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Just a couple of things that I want to mention. One, our annual fireworks will be on July 3rd out at the Family Sports Park, so just reminding everybody. Also, on July 4th, the offices here will be closed in observance of Independence Day. The downtown district, the next downtown district, and the last one was a very big success, will be on July 11th, running from 5 to 9. Also, sometime back, plans were approved for development out on Central Park Drive. We have now received the first set of plans that are being reviewed for that development. So once those are all approved, you'll probably see some construction going up out there as well as others throughout the city. The citizen survey, that will be, those people who will be asked to respond to that will be getting a card probably sometime about the middle of July. It will be done online unless you request a written hard copy, but if it's done online so that you can respond to that as well. Also for council members, registration is now open for the IML's annual conference in September. Anybody who is interested, please let us know that you're registering and go online for registration on that. If you need any assistance with that, let us know. With that said, we'll move into resolutions. Mr. Albrecht, 7.1, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I propose we pass a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement. Got a few extra words in there. With Millennia Professional Services for engineering fees and scope proposal for the Family Sports Park North parking lot expansion and soccer field lighting.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Mylard,
Yes.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Blatz,
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Blackburn,
Yes.
Vorse,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Thank you. We'll move to ordinances for first reading. Mr. Roach, 8.1, please.
Yes, I make a motion that we approve an ordinance amending ordinance 623 zoning development known as Equipment Share located at 117 Auto Court.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Albrecht,
Yes.
Blatz.
Yes.
Carney,
Yes.
Foney,
Yes.
Roach,
Yes.
Smallhair,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Blackburn,
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook,
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Roach, 8.2, please.
Yes, I make a motion that we approve an ordinance approving the final plot for the reserves of Timber Ridge West, Phase 3.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Watts.
Yes.
Carney.
Yes.
Boney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yes.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative.
Mylard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Thank you. There are no ordinances for second reading. So with that said, I would open up again to see if anybody has any additional comments that they'd like to make to the council. Hearing and seeing none. Yes, sir.
If I may, it's been a while since I've said it, and there's some new people that are listening online that may not know it. Sometimes it seems that during city council meetings, we move a little quick, and there isn't a lot of discussion about some of these topics, but we go through them at the committee meetings, and that's where most of the conversation and the back and the forth and the pros and the cons happen. So just so people don't think that, we just, all say yes or no or whatever without much discussion, that's where it happens, is at committee meetings. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? All right. Again, we'll open it up. Anybody have anything additional to say? Okay. If not, we will move on into community reports. The only thing I would like to just respond to a couple of the questions that was asked. The electrical is part of that you mentioned is part of the overall contracts that have been authorized and approved with a maximum payout under the contract for the work being done at the park. When it comes to the survey, one of the reasons the survey is done is to get feedback from our citizens on various things so that we can see, okay, what is it we need to work upon? What are some of our strengths? What are some of our weaknesses that we need to try to make improvements on? And also to ask for some feedback on some projects maybe that are new that are occurring in the city and see what people think of those type projects. So that's the reason for the survey that is done every 2 years. And we've usually had a very, very good response as far as people sending back and giving us that feedback that we need, because it helps us then set the tone for where we're going to be going with some of these projects and some of the feedback. If we see that there's things that people think are rated low that we need to improve upon, then we know that those are some of the things that we need to pay more attention to as we go forward. So with that said, I will move on into reports. Mr. Roach, Community Development.
Yes, we met last Monday, June 10th. We had 2 items that we've already taken care of. One other discussion on food trucks, which we'll have a follow-up once staff is able to bring us more information. And our next meeting is scheduled for next Monday at 6 p.m. Please check the website for any changes.
Thank you. Mr. Rosenberg, Public Works, please.
Thank you, sir. We have not met since the last city council meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for next Monday at 6:30, but check the website for any time change.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Vorse, Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have not met since our last council meeting, so our next meeting is scheduled for July 8th. But check the website for details.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Albrecht, Parks and Environment.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Parks and Environment Committee met on June 10th. The minutes are attached. The only item requiring council action was taken care of under item 7. Next meeting will be July 8th.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Parchman, Finance and Administration.
Thank you, sir. We have not met since our last meeting. Our next meeting will be on June 24th at 5:30. Just had some items, or an item pop up that needs to be handled, so we'll deal with that next week. But we do have one item for tonight, 15.1. We need to approve the warrant, so I'd like to make a motion to approve warrant number 538 in the amount of $1,088,255.71.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second on the warrant. Is there any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, roll call.
Carney.
Yes.
Foney.
Yes.
Roach.
Yes.
Smallhair.
Yes.
Hudson.
Yes.
Blackburn.
Yes.
Vorse.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Parchman.
Yep.
Van Hook.
Yes.
Rosenberg.
Affirmative?
Mallard.
Yes.
Albrecht.
Yes.
Lutz.
Yes.
Thank you. There is no executive session tonight, and that being the last business that we had on the agenda to deal with, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We have the motion, we have a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed and want to stay here,
Jerry?
we're heading home. Thank you.
Yes.
Great, that's a great call.
One for Santa, we'd be done sooner.
36 minutes.